Man, peace to the gods. What's going on with your family? How we feeling today? How we feeling on this good Baba day?
That's one that could go away.
It's such a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Feels good outside. Feeling godly and fine. That's the energy today. You know, I woke up, I ain't had no happy Father's Day text. I was disappointed. I was disappointed because I got a lot of children. I got a lot of them. See, a father is someone who elevates you. And I'm like, man, I done elevated so much style and grace and consciousness and the way people talk and walk and move and content and platforms and program and fashion. I'm like, ain't no way I ain't waking up with no happy Father's Day. I'm like, ain't no way my phone dry like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, Big Baba around here. That's why I respect the Africans. They be like, Baba, they call you Baba. You get to a certain, you feel me, level. It's just Baba. You know, I had Baba Huru on, Baba Kamane on. You feel me? When somebody give you game and they elevate you, you know, in America, we call you OGs. In Africa, they call you Baba. They just call you Father. Because every man at a certain point in time is supposed to be the father to the whole world. Supposed to be the father to all young men. Meaning that you elevate them, right? In your course, in your action, in your communication. You know what I'm saying? You passing down the keys. You giving them enlightenment. You feel me? You giving them the game, the wisdom, the whole nine. So you become Baba. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to a certain level of wisdom and practice. You feel me? So man, don't try to skip over my day. You know what I'm saying? I am the father. I am the Baba. Big Baba status. Now, with that being said, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Yeah, man, good. I got to do my research on how Father's Day was started as well, because last time I did my research on how Mother's Day was started. So I got to put that post out there. Now, I want to get into this soft men draft. Because I ain't gonna lie, you know, I look and I study a lot of reality, man. And I just see things different than most people. So I said, they about to do a draft, huh? 18 to 26. 18 to 26. You say call another man father is wild. That's because you grew up in America and you believe by America rules. I get it. We all grew up in America. It's Baba. You know, I ain't say, don't call me father. I don't even call my own pops father. I call him pops. You know what I'm saying? But calling a man OG is the same thing as calling him father. So it's all language. You feel me? But Baba, I'm Baba Keys. That's what you call it. It's B-A-B-A, Baba Keys. So Baba, call me Baba God, Baba Keys, however you want to go. But Baba Keys. I call my own, I don't even call my own pops father. I'm not calling nobody man, no father. You know what I'm saying? I say pops. What's up, pops? You feel me? Because you popped out the go net. He popped. But Baba Keys, that's what I go by. So anyway, there's this draft, right? That they so-calledly push and then waiting on Senate to pass it. And everybody's been in uproar about this draft. And you know, I'm not really worried about it. I'm not worried about it because America has done something that they've never done before. You know, last time they had a draft, there were some strong young men in this country. Warriors, soldiers. You know, masculinity was all up in the uproar. You feel me? That's what it was all about. The patriarch was at his highest level, top tier shape. Them young men was going out there risking their lives, dying. Now these young men dyeing their hair, wearing nails. You know what I'm saying? Man, they soft as shit. Who y'all go draft? Y'all go draft these new TikTokers, 18 to 26? Yeah, right. I don't believe it. Y'all ain't got nobody to draft. The young men won't be girls now. Y'all better off drafting young women into the army because I don't think the young men go cut it. I think you go lose.
Don't laugh.
Yeah, I think you go lose. Every time they go draft these soft-ass young men out here for a draft, 18 to 26, they better go get these women out here. They the ones out there that's going to be strong.
Do that to kill each other in the street.
I ain't talking about, you talking about the hood. See, you always bringing it back to the hood. I'm talking about the globe, man. I'm talking about whole society, man.
I'm saying, these niggas, they do this shit everywhere.
Nah, I don't prefer them to do neither one. But I don't think it's going to happen. What up with you, DJ? I don't think it's going to happen. I think these young men ain't going to no goddamn draft. You know what I mean? They listen, man. They TikTokers. You're not about to draft these. You're not about to draft these TikTokers and cross dressers and millennials and Gen Zs.
They did.
It ain't happening. Wrong.
They made them all feminine first before they try to bring.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
Testosterone is down by 50%. Who you go draft? Young men ain't getting in no army. You can't even get them to goddamn do nothing nowadays. They don't want to work a job. And you want them to go into the army? Man, America, that's what America go roll out, robots. You know what I mean? They better off just rolling out robots to go in there and doing everything. Because I promise you, whatever draft that comes from these American 18, 26-year-olds in this soft-ass land of America today, you go lose. You lost. Who y'all go against? Them Viet Congs? You gonna go against the Chinese brothers? Oh, no. You lost. Who y'all fighting? The Russians? Oh, you lost. Oh, no. I have no faith. I have zero faith. You lost. We lost. You might as well just throw in the white flag. They might as well throw in the rainbow flag. They might as well just, whoever we fight against at that time, just signal the rainbow flag. You know what I'm saying? With a broke wrist. It's over. America ain't got no warriors. America ain't got no warriors. You might as well roll the robots right on out and send them. See, everybody gonna be anti-robot till that draft come. Everybody gonna be anti-robot and AI till that draft come. You know what I'm saying? And your little soft-ass son, you ain't got no faith in him. You ain't got no faith in him. Miller can't do 10 push-ups. You know what I'm saying? He ain't want to go to football camp because he ain't want to get yelled at. He ain't want to break a nail. That's who y'all driving. Come on, man. Y'all go send over a bunch of little Uzis and little Yachties to the draft. Let's be honest. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Nah, last time they had a draft, it was some strong, young stock that was ready to go. You feel me? It ain't. I don't see that happening in America, man. You got to stop sharing the propaganda and all the fear, man. I just don't see it. I don't even think they tough enough for a draft. That's just automatic L. You know what I'm talking about? Plus, I think our generation ain't going for it anyway. Everybody gonna turn into it. I think if a draft come, everybody gonna join the Nation of Islam so they can be Muhammad Ali. It's saying this for religious reasons. All of a sudden, everybody gonna turn into Muhammad Ali. All of a sudden. Oh, man. I already see it. Nah, everybody go protest war at this point. They not going nowhere, man. You gotta understand, man. I don't be hopping into the fear and the propaganda. And then they gonna go to war for who? Biden? You telling me that these young men gonna go to war for Biden? Shit. Or for Trump? This country is so divided, it'd be a civil war before they go to a draft. I just don't see it happening because patriotism is at an all-time low. Patriotism is at an all-time low. People don't know what like when you say go fight for America, it used to be these ideas of like these conservative values, right? Christian values and things of that nature. What are you gonna fight for? The country is fighting each other. So why would they fight to keep this country together? It doesn't make any sense. In every single war that we fought the last 10 years, this current generation don't believe in none of them. Last 40 years, I should say. So I just don't, and there ain't enough jails in the world to fill everybody up. So I don't think that America has the gumption. Yeah, I use that word. I don't think America got the gumption to take all 18, 26-year-olds into a draft, especially in the war. That would be completely unbelievable. We got social media and things of that nature now. We got history now to look back, right? And the last time we went into a draft, we lost.
I got a question. For Father's Day, right? Is it appropriate for your children to only text you, or they supposed to call you?
Now, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna answer that because that's an important question. Somebody said it's a Republican bill. Y'all gotta stop. You gotta stop with the Republican Democrats. Though. I'm gonna tell you why. It's a government bill. See, the people got lost when they got divided into these parties, right? Republican, Democrat. It's a government bill. See, the people knew how to separate and understand that. And the reason they came up with, and you got all these separate parties because it puts you in this mindset that it's not the government. It's the government. It's the people. It's the government. That is it. And once you realize that, you will force the people on, regardless of what side they're on, to do the will of the people. But as long as that's not them, that's not them. It's the government. You have to understand. It's a government bill. You know what I'm talking about? So miss me with that. Oh, that's what the Republicans doing. That's what it's the government. It simplifies it for the people. So when the people are outside the White House telling Congress or the Capitol building, telling them we won't change, and it's Democrats and Republicans, guess what's gonna happen? The government is gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Do you vote, Keys? Come on, man. What y'all want me to vote for? Tell me what you want me to vote for. See, that's one last thing I'm gonna address is when people say your ancestors died for your right to vote. No, they didn't. That ain't why they died. I don't know who keep portraying that lie. Can you name me the ancestor that said, oh, I'm about to go die for their right to vote? Name me. And then specifically name them in my family. Because I don't know not one family member in the history of my family that died for my right to vote. Not one. And my great aunt, she wrote a book. She wrote a book about my family. And I ain't see that passage in there. I ain't see that chapter. So I'm trying to figure out who ancestors was the ones that just going out there, oh, die for the right to vote. Boom, getting shot. This shit ain't happen. Y'all got to stop that. They ain't want to die for no damn right to vote. Y'all got to stop the cap. Stop the cap. You tell all of the stuff that they could die for, and they said, I'm going to die for the right to vote. So they ain't die for no wealth, no money, no power, no influence, no control, no jobs, factories, opportunities. You know what I'm saying? They ain't die for the right to keep the family together. They ain't die for none of that, though. Huh? Okay. Frederick Douglass ain't died for no damn right to vote. Frederick Douglass, no, he wasn't going to vote. What you talking about, Frederick Douglass? Ain't none of my ancestors died for no right to vote. Stop it. That's just propaganda to get you to vote. I get it, but stop it. There's a lot of stuff to die for, and I don't see none of the ancestors saying, I just got to die for this right to vote. I just need to get to that ballot box. You know, I guess stop the cap, man. Malcolm didn't die for it. Martin didn't die for it. I just don't see none of them dying for the right to vote. It seems like a very silly thing to give up your life for a vote. It just don't make sense. Hey, you want to live or you want to vote? No, last person that said vote or die was Diddy. And y'all ain't fucking with Diddy? Hey, listen, it's Baba Day, man. So y'all got to get this energy today. That's how I'm feeling. I ain't talked to y'all in a while. Had a few things on my mind. Oh my God. Nah, so stop the cap. I'm going to make a shirt. My ancestors did not die for my right to vote. They died for my wealth. They died because they was assassinated. They was shot. You know what I'm saying? Whew. All right. Now, Steve, you was asking a question.
I was asking you a question. Do you feel like it's appropriate for your children to only text you and tell you Happy Father's Day, or are they supposed to pick up their phone and call?
Now they
like
supposed
you
to
do
call.
on their birthday.
I'm gonna tell you why they got a call. And Apple has an update to where you can schedule a text. So text don't mean shit no more. They gonna be automated and putting you on a schedule. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wake up, they done scheduled this 3 weeks ago. They might have scheduled it. It's gonna be in the future. All texts are gonna be scheduled. You know what I'm saying? Scheduling every morning text, every holiday text. None of this, the scheduled text, the text don't matter no more. Now that we got scheduled texts, it do not matter no more. You have to pick, and you got to FaceTime. I need to see you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
FaceTime,
Yeah,
man.
wake up, get ready for this phone call, face to face. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. Face to face. Nah, text don't matter no more. Only FaceTime matters. It is what it is. But as time goes, the standard changes. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to go lo-fi, if they sent you a letter, that's thoughtful. They sent you a letter.
Different.
Yeah, a letter.
A letter might
different.
mean the most now.
Yeah, a letter would mean the most.
Cause it's like you gotta sit down and
Because it's
actually
not
write
convenient.
It, you know
It's
what I'm saying?
thoughtful.
Yeah.
You gotta time it. Oh yeah,
It
a
might
letter.
mean the most.
But I don't know if children nowadays can write a whole one-page letter. They go all the way through high school, can't write a one-page letter.
It's gonna be they gonna draw emojis in the
Yeah, it's gonna have all kind of text abbreviations and stuff in there. I don't know if they could do a letter. Spider on my shirt. So yeah, no. But seriously though,
I
man.
think Father's Day just remind me, bro, that you don't have to go hard for all those other holidays no more. Like for us, like even on Mother's Day and shit, they don't be reciprocated the same on Father's Day.
Yeah, no. Well, it's just.
But I'm saying, like when I say go hard, you still always get the gifts, but you don't have to spend all your money and shit.
Well, you know, these
make
new
people
fathers
happy.
want purses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? These new fathers want a Balenciaga bag. You know what I'm saying? It's different. There's a different generation of fathers. These fathers, man, they want to be pampered. They want to get their nails done, hair did. These new fathers is, hey, it's different out here. I'm not going to lie. These new fathers is something different, boy. Y'all better, ladies, y'all better pick your father right, because Father's Day is going to be turning into Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? I got a challenge for all the fathers, though, man. We want to keep y'all alive and healthy. You feel me? See, one thing I can say I respect about my pops is that he think he young still. He still think he young. You know what I'm saying? So he still be out, you know what I mean, muscle, working out, being on the move, you know, the whole nine. You know, I got one of them super masculine man fathers. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Some of y'all got boy fathers. It's not the same. But a man father is different. You know what I mean? I wish I would go buy my father a Balenciaga bag. He look at me crazy.
Balenciaga.
Pops, let's go get our nails done. He gonna look at me crazy. It's a little different. No, I grew up in a super masculine environment, very militant, right? So a lot of the stuff and I was talking with a brother yesterday, he was asking about, like, we was talking about polygamy, and he was talking about whether you can, if you have multiple children, multiple households, whether you can be in those children's lives 100%. And I was asking the question, like, all right, first of all, what does that 100% mean? The idea that a father, I don't know what that really means as far as like a father-child relationship, because no father needs to be there 100% of the time, right? That's not the role of a father, right? A father needs to be there at the right times, right? That is the role of the father, and he has to be someone that you can observe and learn from, right? But at the right times, your father is there to take you through rites of passage, and that's what I mean by rites. He takes you through rites of passage. He installs his values in them. He shows you the way, right, at the right times throughout your life. He's a rock that you can lean on, but eventually he prepares you to be a rock, right, to stand on your own. That is the father's job, is to usher you to be able to go out into the world on your own, because we got polarity right now where there's missing fathers, which is the biggest issue in America, right? The complete absence, so zero fatherhood. And then you have some people trying to make up for their lack of their father's presence, right? And they spend too much time with their child, and they spoil them. So a child's love is measured in the right times, not the amount of time. It's about the good times. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all force feed that into the child for them to perceive it that way, so therefore they judge their father that way, right? But if you go raise like a tough child, if you go raise a child that is mentally strong and that's going to be successful, he is not needed in the same capacity, right, as the mother, because the father is not the nurturer. The father is the raiser. He elevates what's in that child and brings it out of them. Sometimes the father has to provide the lesson that the child goes through. So the father is supposed to be away, right, and moving and doing things in the world and building. Too much time with the father spoils you to become like your father. No, you're not going to become as tough as your father being around him all the time. Your father got to take you through lessons and shape and mold you. And then they got to be tough love, and then they got to be soft love, right? So there's a particular balance that fatherhood comes under. But to be a father is, what's happening with you there, Chief? Blessings. To be a father is somebody that raises you. You know what I mean? Raises you up to with his values and his standards and his way. He teaches you. And the problem that we have today is that we have a society where we don't have rites of passage. That is the main thing, right? Because there's supposed to be a point in time that you become a man. And the problem is that when you don't have rites of passage, circumstances that take you through experiences that break you out of that bubble, right, of being a boy to a man, then you stay in a perpetual state of boyhood, constantly needing a man, right? And we end up seeking, right, that father in many different ways. But there has to be a point in time, and in American Western culture, we just don't have rites of passage. And this is why, as I, jokingly mock the generation today, they haven't had the opportunity to go through any rites of passage, right? So your father doesn't have to be there 100% of the time. He has to be there in the right times, and he has to take you through that journey of becoming. You know what I mean? And each father is going to be degrees of different, but you cannot try to make up for the lack of time that your father spent with you and overspoil your child. Because when you spoil something, right, it's not right. You feel me? It's not ready. You know what I mean? You've done too much. You gave them too much. Now they don't have that fight in them. You know what I'm saying? Now they ain't got that hunt in them. Now they ain't got that warrior in them. So you have to teach them your ways, right? And then see what they do with it. It's like if you're a basketball father, you don't need to hover over your sideline. You teach them, then you step away. Because your son is what he does when you're not there, right? That's who your son really is. Not why you there. That ain't your son, right? It's when you step away and what you instilled in him is instilled in him. Because it's easy to be tough around your father. He got your back. He right there. He ain't going to let you get beat up. He going to handle the situation. No. How does he operate by himself when he's in the world? So, no, you can't raise your sons to be soft. You can't raise your sons to be dependent. And you can't be telling, especially if you don't have a father in the household, you can't be imprinting negative ideas onto that son about men, right, and about his father, number one, and you can't be shaping the perspective that he has on fatherhood. So a lot of people are going to tell him, oh, he don't spend time with you, he don't love you. Don't put that in his mind, because now he's going to be stuck needing that for the rest of his life, feeling that he can never get that, right? And so, like I was telling my father, I need you to write a book, because I've been able to spend more time with my father, less time than my older brother had with my father, and I would say as it goes younger down the line, each one of us has spent less and less time with our father, right? But what was necessary was the lessons, right? The way that he moved. And I say, write a book about the way you think. Write a book about your perspective. Write a book about passing down all the knowledge that you have, because imagine this, if every father writes a book, right? And that's why we got our book club starting. So make sure y'all join High Level, right? Because of aspect of that, we're going to be teaching you how to become an author. But if every father writes a book, now his son can learn his ways. His son can learn his ideas and his ideologies. And he can take on that, so he knows how to act in certain situations. He knows how to be in certain situations, right? So that's better than the time that he spent learning his mind, because a man is his mind. So if I can learn my father's mind, because what do? You don't know Jesus, but you go read the Bible. You don't know Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, but you go read the Quran. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn you learn the mind of the man and take on his ways and his discipline, and then that will guide you throughout life. So if you want a major key, write a book for your children in the way that you think so that they can adapt your ways. And that's how you raise them, because even in absence, you will be raising that child to come. And this is how we are, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is how we are with books that we learn from. So I think that is the most powerful thing, one of the most powerful things to pass down as an asset, because it guarantees wealth in the family. Because wealth is the knowledge you pass down from one generation to another. But there's so much knowledge that's missing in our family. My grandfather had, great-grandfather had, great-great-grandfather had, that I would never get from them. Perspectives that they seen, things about the world, visions that they had, I would never get. So I had to create my own, adapt my own. Right? But if I was able to get theirs, then I would build on top of that lens, a viewpoint. Right? I would have had so much more wealth as a youngster starting off, instead of having to start from a deficit and figuring out how do I grab that on my own in the world. So that's why, pass down the knowledge. That's the greatest asset that you can give. Write your book. Write what family means, right? Write what your legacy means. Write what being a man means. Write the proper handling of people. Write the ideas around love. Write your ideas around family. And that helps you as a man go through your own process, right? So, because that is what you're putting into that child as you shaping them. People make it seem like you got to be playing catch with the child. Like, all right, that's fine. But that's like an American standard of an idea of fatherhood as a memory's sake, right? But that's not the powerful thing that raise children, because in every culture is different. So it ain't the playing catch. Yes, it's the memories of like connection, because you need connection, that feeling of significance, right? You need a father to give you praise. When is praise of effort, not just praise of anything. My father never told me I was good at something just cuz. And that would have made me weak, and I would have had a false perception of myself. So a lot of you are, when you telling your children and giving them these praises for doing nothing, you're giving them a false perception that they're better than they are. No, they got to work for that. They have to put in effort for that. Right? They got to have grit. You can't coddle your child when they go through something, because they are not going to believe that they can do it without you. They can handle it without you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so many different things that young men didn't get to understand the way of how to raise a man, because you weren't raised by a man. So therefore you're raising a boy to be a boy, not to be a man. And that's different. So we gotta, and this is what's happening there, Chief. Blessings.
Bro, I've been following you since day one, bro.
Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Paul.
Paul. Pleasure to meet you, Paul.
You too, bro.
Absolutely.
You live out here?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Wow. That's what's up, bro. If you ever need an art director or anything like that, hit me up.
I actually do. Can you get his information?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a shop out here. So.
Films for 7 years. I'm at Rockstar Games right now.
Oh man, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll show you some stuff.
Yeah, send us over the portfolio. Send me that.
That's what we need.
Forward that to me. Connected.
Right.
That's a bro. When I saw you, I was like, "This is a trip."
Yeah, most people think I live in Atlanta, but I just be
really
low
didn't
key.
know where.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to myself.
You could broadcast from anywhere.
Yeah.
That's me right there. I'm Paul. Good to meet you, Steve.
Pleasure to meet you, Paul.
Keys?
Yes.
Bro, it's a privilege.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've really been following all this stuff, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everything. All the EYL, you guys
Yeah.
really like changed everything for me and all the people I grew up with. I put everybody on there.
That's beautiful.
It's been amazing.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna follow up.
Yeah, I will too. I'm gonna check you out. We got some projects we working on, so that's like in perfect direction right now.
Yeah, I'll send you a portfolio and everything, because I don't have much online, but I've been in films for 7 years.
Okay.
And video games for 2 years, so.
Okay.
Yeah, worked on hundreds of movies, all
Yeah.
that, so I can really help you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Man, you have a blessed one, Paul.
You too, man.
All right.
I don't know if he was white. I think he might have been. He look like he mixed with a little something. He might have like a little 20%, a little something going on. Who's a little little frizziness in the hair I seen. But anyway, I am looking for an art director, so God be sending me the right people at the right time. You know what I'm saying? I told you, Big Baba out here, man. You never know. I got mixed children too. No, that's beautiful though, man. I'm gonna tell you the best thing about traveling is collecting testimonials. So I go all throughout the world, right? I go all throughout the world, and you'll be surprised at the testimonials I get from different people of different classes, different levels, different races, ethnicity, nationalities, the whole nine. And no, I'm not saying that young men that don't want to enlist in the military are soft. I'm saying that, you know what I mean, the men that they want to enlist in the military are soft.
I mean, if you like want to go, you not soft.
Yeah, I'm not going. I don't even fit. But you know, my little brothers ain't going either. You feel me?
Man.
Like think about that. I don't think this generation is gonna let, like, first of all, we would have to be in such a dire situation for it to get to that level. Like, it'd be extremely bad. So super World War III vibes, nuclear, all kinds. But my little brother ain't going. You feel me? And I wouldn't let him go.
You give it to chilling?
I'm about to get off and check it out right now. But the beauty of it, as I was saying before though, man, just going around the world, Big Baba vibe, you know, being able to catch the testimonials of the people that's affected by the platform. So I do want to thank y'all. I do want to appreciate y'all for being... Slow down, man. Slow down. You're walking a little too fast towards me now. Come on now. I almost caught my reflexes. But I do appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being on the platform. I appreciate all the fathers that are in their children's lives, that's taking care of them, raising the next generation of men. You know, it's a tough job being a man in these day and age. And men's mental health matters month, they go announce a draft for your sons. That's how much they care about men in this country, which is not at all, right? It's been a fight for masculinity and manhood in this country for a very long time now. And, you know, being a man is damn near outlawed. You get more support if you a man that wants to turn into a woman than a boy that wants to turn into a man. So this is what we are fighting against. You know what I mean? This is the agendas that have been propagated towards us. And all of the things that were once said to be conspiracies have now known to be true. And when you think ahead of yourself, or you think ahead of your time, right, and you can see the truth, you know, all those who can't see the truth, they're going to ostracize you for it, you know. But we know that there's been an attack on manhood, which is an attack on fatherhood, which is an attack on families, right? And attack on families is an attack on our future. So, you know, continue to persevere. And you know, I've been having my father teach, and every single Monday he's going to be teaching the high level club in the Superior Man Tribe, because at this point in time we got to be able to give each other the keys and the skill sets and the knowledge and have community and tribe, because it does take a village. And when you got to do all of these things individual, it makes it 10,000 times harder. And the expectations on a man to do things by himself, right? As far as like raising a family, raising children, that's never been the case. It's always been tribal. It's always been a village. You know what I'm saying? When you have to do and depend completely on the mercy of your experiences and expertise, yes, you're going to fail and make all the mistakes in the world, because you don't have the elder there, right? You don't have the elder men, the elder women. You don't have the village people, right? You don't have the wealth and the resources. So this is why I give so much grace to, you know, people who grow up in trauma situations and poverty and things of that nature, because you're completely, it's like you're just a alien that was dropped on earth and just starting from new to figure everything out. But that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to come into a family, and the family is supposed to have things figured out, and they teach you the way, right? And they give you resources and support. So, you know, growing up in poverty, even if you grow up in the present day future, in a modern day world, you're still starting from scratch, right? And starting from zero is not wealth. That's poverty itself. So, you know, we take it as a blessing in the sense that we have the correct mindset, and a man is his mind. And when you have the right mind, doesn't matter what obstacles are out there. You become an outlier. You become a warrior, and you figure it out. But that is not a blessing that everybody has sometimes, because before they get to figure it out, it becomes too late. So I respect all of those who out there, as warriors, that have that spirit to continue to grow, right? To continue to learn, to continue to develop, and understanding that the development of a man, right, is a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong journey, right? We're constantly growing, we're constantly getting better, but you got to give some grace and empathy for this generation of men. We live in a world that we don't agree with, standards that we don't agree with, right? Values that's not aligned with us, and expectations that we did not set, and resources that we don't have. So everything about it, we started from behind the line. And there's not much empathy for men today, which is why the world don't really celebrate men at all. You feel me? So you have to appreciate when you are steadfast. And I see a man that does have a semblance of focus. And people always say that, it's a patriarchal world. But, man, go ask a black man, does he feel like his ideas are stated in the way that the world is ran? It's what he wants. No. There's so many different things about the world. Had nothing to just do with patriarch or matriarch per se. It was the standards, right, of the rulers of the world that set this standard. And we don't agree with them, but we're supposed to obey them, and we're supposed to thrive in it. You can't thrive in standards that you don't believe in. This is why so many men end up giving up. This is why so many men end up saying, man, there's an old saying that the warriors, if you're a warrior in the world, you're gonna go crazy, right? But if you are a coward, right, you gonna go with it. So the people that go crazy in the world is the ones that are the true warriors, the ones that they can't deal with this, they can't accept it. Some people they can accept it, they can go with. And I've seen so many men lose their mind because they can't accept the way that the world is. You know what I'm saying? They're like, there's no way that I'm supposed to just abide by these rules when I know it's a fake standard of reality. And this is the problem that we've been dealing with for a very long time. We just want us to thrive in this. I live in a world where I've been pushing the standard for a minute. And no matter what, and this is why people ask me, was that a white man? It really don't matter, because, I've been doing this for a minute. Whether ain't no black man ever gave me anything for free. Not major. Ain't nobody just put me on and I ain't got no funding for nobody. I ain't got no sponsors for nobody. It don't work like that. What I've learned is that my optimistic mindset is super positive. You feel me? But the problem is that you become a bit of a pessimist when 99% of the people you run into bullshit. And our culture has turned into such capitalists that our community mind works against us. Because we want to do stuff for our people. We want to be community-based, right? But you realize, man, it don't work like that. We end up fighting each other. We end up tearing each other down. We end up, because our attitude towards ourselves is projected onto our brothers and sisters. And instead of having belief that this person is good or we can help them be great and contribute to them, we want to say that they not enough. They not good enough. We want to tear them down. So, man, I think about what my platform represents for people when I meet them and, speak to them. But we are such a coward society. Most people will never help you be greater than where you are. People go tell you, in our culture, we just watch each other. We don't help each other. You know what I'm saying? I'll be having to see lesser men all day long, right, get awarded and get accredited and to get funding and get assistance. But we don't never want to help the strong. Nah. You know what I mean? Because there's a mirror that we have to face with ourselves when we help somebody do something greater than what we're doing, because then we have to realize, damn, how come I'm not doing the same thing? And you don't want the world to compare you to somebody greater. So you would rather they just stop. You would rather they didn't exist, really. You might respect it, but you don't want to empower it, because then that becomes a standard that you can't live up. So we've lost that spirit, you feel me, of how do we raise, the right ones in the culture? How do we push the right ones forward? We've lost that spirit. So that's why it's so tough, because when you got the right heart, it has to be aligned with the right mind of understanding, right, how to move in the times that we living in. You know what I'm saying? And the proper standard of how to move in the times, you have to be very strategic on how you go about building. People may mock your process, but they love your results. You feel me? People will mock your process, but they'll love your results. In our culture, we love success. Person can be a drug dealer, it could be this, that, and the third, but once they get to that money, man, we gonna say it was all worth it. There's a movie called The Spook Who Sat Beside the Door. I'm working on a project around that right now, and The Spook Who Sat Beside the Door is about the first black CIA intelligence officer. And it's one of the only movies, it's a black nationalist movie, it's one of the only movies that is from the black perspective completely without being watered down. And it was our take on what a revolution would look like, right? So this officer was in the CIA, and they gave him clearance, they gave him access, and he showed how he was able to maneuver, because they never believed that, he would be a threat or anything of that nature. And he was collecting information, he was collecting knowledge, he was utilizing his resources and his position the whole time to feed back into the network of the movement. And as he was feeding into the network, as he was working as a CIA operative, he was really learning. He was being a spook at his job. Right? And he took the information and he took the resources and he was training the brothers that was in the streets and using it for his people and for the movement. And eventually, they took all that knowledge and it became a full-scale revolution. And I think about, what does it mean to be that for what you do in life? Because some of you all may be spooks. Some of you all may be waiting to be activated. You don't realize that the job, the talent, the skills, the network, the resources that you have and how they can be used to change the world, right? And that's the beauty of it, because, just like the guy just walked up and he say, hey, I do art direction, I do movies, I do it. He got skill sets now that can be useful, right, to my movement, to where we can take things to another level. But he didn't know that as he was growing those skills and developing them, that was going to be useful to someone such as myself and the people that he knows don't look at him as revolutionary. But you can become revolutionary overnight when you take those skill sets and those resources, right, and you push them towards something that's impactful in the world that's going to create and make mass change. So when I meet people around the world, I meet them in different positions. I meet them in corporate, right? It might be a security guard at the door. It may be somebody, whatever they are. And they be like, Keys, I see what you're doing and I want to help assist. When they was going to college and they wasn't saying I'm being revolutionary by this, but it's never too late to activate yourself. It's never too late to say, you know what, you're right. There is something I can do. There is a way I can help. I met brothers that work in corporate positions for large corporations. The corporation don't stand for my values, but they do. So they say I'm going to use my position to assist. So therefore, I've been afforded to get into places and be in positions that normally, not possible for somebody who holds such a radical standard. But that's what happens, you feel me, when you get activated and you realize that, the real purpose that you're there, right, is for something bigger than the paycheck. So regardless of what you're doing in your job, man, we can actually push the standard. We be so afraid to push the standard. The reason I respect my brothers at EYL and people I partner with is because they push the standard. Because when we're afraid to celebrate people, we're afraid to empower people, we're afraid to fund people, we're afraid to connect people, right? We create a standard. So the culture can't move past your fear. That's it. It don't have to be that way, but people be fearful. So the culture don't move past what you fear. It becomes this invisible line that we can't toe, not even realizing. It's like a lion being in a cage, and the cage door is open, but the lion's so used to being domesticated that he doesn't even try to leave. We don't even try it no more. We don't even try the revolutionary shit. We've been punished and beaten and forced into submission where we don't try the revolutionary act anymore. You don't even know how much rope you have. You don't even know how much freedom you have and how many things that you can do, right, and get away with now. So at this point in time, we have to push a standard. Right, we have to see how far we can go, right? And that's the beauty of working with the right people and people that's unafraid. They're willing to take those risks, and if you're not willing to take those risks, then you got to stay a slave. Push the standard. Push it. See how far you can go with it. You know what I'm saying? You have to force them to assimilate to your standards, not the other way around. That's how you make change. I do it all the time. I force people to come to my standards, not theirs, because if I'm assimilating, right, then that means I'm giving up a part of myself so that I can have access to this social standard. No. Push the limit. You know what I'm saying? That's how things have changed historically in America. It just wasn't a natural, organic thing. It was always somebody pushing a standard. And it may seem small at first, but it becomes big later on. And then the more people do it, the more normal it becomes. So I don't think we understand how much power we have, right? And how much capability we have as far as the positions that we in to push new standards, to create new culture. So listen, I appreciate y'all locking in. High Level Club is starting soon. For all of those that want to be in the High Level Wealth Club, it's going to be very powerful. It's going to be the powerful thing that we created so far. Building wealth has to be a standard. Having your own tribe and community, right, should be a standard. You know, being able to live private outside of the public world should be a standard. Knowing how to move throughout the digital landscape, how to build your brands, how to build your businesses, having an active community where we doing hiking, we doing bonfires, we outside, we have our own spiritual movement. Like all of that should be a standard, because in this world we feel lost when we don't have a place that we can call to our own, that we connected in our values. And I'm talking about people of wealth and power and position. I'm not talking about, you know, from a place of poverty. Like this is gonna be something that we create that's a higher level of status, and really realizing that goal of creating interconnected networks, right, that become economies. Because I look at influence as economy, because the more you scale, the more influence you have over economy, the direction in which people buy, right, and sell things. So once you get to a certain level and you have a certain infrastructure set up and depth of connection with your audience, right, you can build a community, and then you build a world for that community, and that influence that you have over that community is economy. And so you have to understand your power in today's time, because you have media, you have influence, you have community, and these things were not possible at other times. This is what we call cities, states, towns, right? This is what we call mayors and sheriffs and governors, right? It was chiefs and leaders. So you have to understand, what does that look like in today's time, and you have that, but you just don't know how to put the systems and the science behind it so that you can organize what you have so that you can maximize it to the limit. So make sure y'all go into the High Level Club that's on the Instagram, and I'm going to drop application link for all those that want to sign up and that want to tap in. I appreciate y'all. Happy Baba Day. You know what I mean? Happy Father's Day to all the men out there. Whether you have biological children or whether you're a good man in society that teaches others, right, and holds them to a standard of accountability to elevate, you are a father too, right? Because every man is supposed to be a father. An uncle is a father. You understand me? Anybody that is raising young men to be better men are fathers in the world. So, and not just men, but young girls as well. So thank all the men that are good men today, that you believe are great examples, because those are all the fathers in the world. But of course, you know, additional shout out to, because, you know, the biological fathers that are there in their children's life. But it's important to understand that all men are fathers, because that's what you need, because your children are going to be influenced by most of the men in the world. And so you have to understand the responsibility that you have. You know what I mean? Every time you see a young man, every time you see a young woman, it's your job to help raise and elevate them by your example, right? First and foremost. Peace to the family. Y'all have a beautiful day. Oh, wait. We have an episode, 19 minutes today, dropping with Sutton King. Sutton King is actually a queen, Native American indigenous lawyer. Very powerful episode. She talks about, you know, sacred medicine. She talks about her tribe, right? It's a very powerful episode. We kind of dive really deep into some concepts that I haven't had the opportunity to talk about with anybody else, especially we talk about sovereignty, right? What does it mean to be indigenous, the different practices, the chameleon on the land. She goes into some of the battles that she's been having with the government, with her tribe. And then I asked her some questions about, melanated Americans that call themselves black actually being Native Americans, and it gets real interesting around that as well. So make sure y'all tune in today. Go to the Earn Your Leisure page, and we will be dropping that. I'm going to be dropping clips soon. So y'all have a beautiful and a powerful day. Continue to resonate high. Peace.